sound, sound into light now. To lost in sound into light now.
Welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about nutrition. So this is key to success really with your fitness plan. This part is just as important as the other parts, as I probably keep saying, but it is really important. So first off, foods. There's lots of different foods on the market. Do you feed raw? Do you feed kibble? What do you do? Now, you might already have a really great kibble, or you might have a really great raw food, but what I want you to look at is, I want you to check that the protein levels and the fat levels, because they're really key to a really good food. Your dog needs proteins to rebuild muscles and fats for energy, vitamins and minerals obviously as well, and there are carbohydrates. They're not as important because the dog doesn't really need them as such, but they are in certain foods. So please check those and see what levels are. The higher the levels, the better really. For success with this fitness plan. So we feed a variety of dried kibbles and raw foods. So we will mix between the two throughout the day. Our dogs have a daily allowance, but they don't get it in a bowl. They get an allowance, but it's taken from the jar of kibble or from the raw food throughout the day, and fed for them on a walk. It might be a training session. It might be to create calmness. They might be having a rest and they get a Kong, stuff like that. So the kibble's really great. We use this, take it out on walks, use it for training sessions, and whatever it might be, scatter feeding in the garden. And the raw food is given to them when they're on their rest days and their calmness protocol. Now, if you don't know what calmness protocol is, or ditching the food bowl, things like that, please check out our videos on those, because I'm not going to go into too much detail on that in this video. This is more about what you should be feeding, what your dog, hopefully looks like or is aspiring to look like, and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll use a mixture of the two. I really want you guys to think about, I would use both, and I think about using a variety of different protein sources. So if your dog only gets one protein source, then they can become intolerant to other protein sources. So my guys will get, they've got chicken, salmon, duck, beef, you name it, they get it, and it's all different days, so it's all mixed in really. So got a bag of chicken and salmon here, got a bag of duck, and these are complete foods that they can just have on their own. They don't need anything else. But we'll also use obviously the kibble for the training, because it's a lot more convenient and easy to handle. The raw food is taken out of the freezer. These are great because they're nuggets, so you can take out what you need. You don't need to get a whole bag out. I like to do it in batches, so I've got plenty. I've got a dog freezer here for all their food. And then we will once it's defrosted, it will go on things like this licky mat, and then it will go back in the freezer, and then they'll get it when they're resting. Manic here behind us has got a bone. He's on a rest period today. He worked yesterday, whereas Nova, she's working today and did a rest period yesterday. So these will be used. Manic gets a couple of these throughout the day with his raw food from his daily allowance. You'll also be getting some Kongs. So I've got different size Kongs for the dogs. He gets quite a lot of little Kongs because he needs quite a few more, a bit more investment in his calmness still, because he's a young dog. Whereas Nova's bulking, so she'll get some more bigger Kongs. So how many different sizes, really versatile, depends what you want to do. Lots more rewards on this one, or we'll get some weight on with this one. Or if you want to lose weight with a dog and they get big Kongs, you can then cut them down to little Kongs. We'll get the raw food again, let it defrost, pop it in the Kong, stuff it full, back in the freezer, and then they can have them when we need to give it to them. Or if your dog can't do Kongs, the licky mats are easier. Kongs are quite difficult. You can put it in there raw, give it to them without freezing it, that's fine. And then these are old marrow bones that the dogs have had, and they've eaten all the marrow out of the middle. And then we keep them, and you can see they're completely hollow, and then we stuff them stuff them with meat again. So that's another great way of feeding. And you've got different methods there of feeding raw food, or of course, just put it in a bowl, give it to them that way if you need to. If your dog is working extremely hard and they're not used to sort of this fitness training and they're new to it, and they might need a little bit of extra energy, you can give them things like goat's cheese, like things like coconut oil, stuff like that, just like a spoonful or a slice of goat's cheese each day, just to help build them, give them some more energy. Things like that. You can also give them chicken wings, duck necks, turkey necks. They're really great extra way to sort of like help bulk your dog up. Now, a way to see where your dog's weight is at is by checking them, like looking from the top and seeing if they've got a waistline and their ribs. So if their ribs are like a piano and they've got a really slim waistline, they're probably too light and they need to get a bit of weight on. If they are, they don't have a waistline, they're quite like straight and you can't feel the ribs, they're probably a little bit too heavy and they need to lose some weight. So we can check that quite easily just by looking at them. I look at my dogs every day and work at them every day. So I kind of assess where they're at each week and see where they're at. And then I'll also think about something like what we call input versus output. So if they're getting their daily allowance, but the output next week's gone up because they're doing more agility and they're doing more canicross, or they've got a competition, they've been doing like competitions, every weekend for the last 3 weeks, I'll then up their food. So if the input goes up, if the output goes up. If the output comes down and they're doing a lot more resting, then the input will come down as well. So you can hear Manic there, he's in his pen. He's just doing some calmness. Where is he? There he is. He's chewing his bone. So yeah, that's your input versus output. Have a think about that as well. Then you've got your supplements. You can add this into your dog's diet. This is Calm Canine. This is really great for promoting healthy gut bacteria, which is really, really important. So this, as the meat defrosts, we will add, quite a few scoops. This is a dog's supposed to get a scoop a day. We've got 4 dogs, so we put quite a lot of this into the raw food. Then they just get it throughout the days when the Kongs are frozen and that, and we've not really got to think about adding this in at all. So it's a really great, easy way to feed, and it helps promote a healthy gut, which in turn will give you a dog that is naturally calm and will recover a lot quicker. Find the dogs that aren't on this take a lot longer to recover than the others. So this is hugely important. They do a great range, things for like older dogs with joint problems, stuff like that as well. A great one as well, they've got Fresh, which I think is for after if you say you've done a canicross run, or you've competed, or they've been up the park for a good hour or something, chasing the ball. It's a really great way to get some extra protein and amino acids on board. So check those out. Really great products. And then we've obviously got a marrow bone here as well. Like I say, Manic is chewing his bone at the minute, quite noisy. But that is another great way to promote calmness on those rest days and help them recover as quickly as possible, really, because that's what we want. If they're not calm and in a state of arousal all the time, they're just not going to be recovering like other dogs will be that are calm. So that's your that is your nutrition part finished. And if you do need a really great kibble, please get in touch. We have a great range of kibbles that are available for all types of breeds, old dogs, young dogs, puppies. These have probably got the best, one of the best protein and fat levels on the market, hypoallergenic as well. So if you do want a really great kibble, please get in touch, and me and Manic will see you in the next video. So see you again, guys. Goodbye.